Hello Booktube, welcome to LizziefayeLovesBooks. I'm Elizabeth, and obviously I am in the car because I am going to Booknetfest. I am super excited. I hopefully have all my ducks in a row this morning. I am running a few minutes later than I had hoped to be because on Friday mornings I take my lady that I drive for to get her hair done. We went early on purpose so that I could get her there and back home. We did our grocery shopping yesterday, but I was a little bit late dropping Katie and her friends off. They are going to Universal today to Rock the Universe, and the church group and everybody, all the youth group are going and all of that stuff. So I dropped her off, then I went to drive my lady, and meanwhile the electricians apparently showed up at our house. For whatever reason, Katie had to go back home because she forgot something, and so she let the electricians in, but I stopped by and made sure that everything was all set for them, because if you don't know, we're adding on to our house, so the electricians are putting in a different breaker box today. So that's all done, and now I am on the road. I am headed to Booknetfest, and I hope to vlog a little bit while I'm there and take lots of pictures and post some on Instagram and all of that. So I will be checking in with you in a little while. So I'm going to go back to my audiobook that I am listening to in the car. It is Map of the Heart by Susan Wiggs, and we'll see you in a few minutes. So I'm outside the Caribe Royale, and I'm actually on my way out for the day. I was running late getting here, and so I just hurried on in and went to the meet and greet, and I did take some photographs at the meet and greet, and I will post those on my Instagram page. And then I went to 3 different panels. I'm having to leave a little bit early from the 3rd panel because I've got to meet my daughter's school bus, but I will insert a couple of clips. The first panel I went to, it was about fandoms, and I'm not really into that many fandoms, but it was, it was either that or the book club book, and I hadn't read the book. So I went to that panel, and I didn't even think about filming anything. And then the second panel I went to was about alternative storytelling. And so Jen from Jen Talks Audiobooks was on that panel, and so I did film a little bit of her speaking. She was, of course, representing audiobooks. There was another booktuber that was talking about, I can't even think, podcasts. And so future me is going to jump in here because I realized when I was editing that I accidentally shut off the camera while I was right in the middle of telling you about the panel that I had been to. It was on alternative storytelling. It featured Jen from Jen Talks Audiobooks, who I was so excited to meet in person, and it was also featuring Sam from Thoughts on Tomes. I believe she was the moderator of that panel. She was representing video games as alternative storytelling, and of course Jen was representing audiobooks. There was also someone there to represent podcasts, and then another person was there to represent the comic book industry. So that was basically what that panel was about, and I'm going to show you a quick clip of that. I want to apologize in advance because my camera does not pick up audio very well, and it's really hard to hear, and at this point I have not yet figured out exactly how to do closed captioning. I do want to learn how to do that, but I don't think I'm going to get time to get that done before I need to get this video posted. So I hope you'll be able to hear a little bit of what they're saying, and then I'm going to show you another quick clip from a different panel. That one was on portrayals of mental health in fiction. And the little snippet that I filmed there was of Joss from Squibbles Reads, and she was on that panel and was talking about Own Voices books at that point where I was filming. So from those clips, you'll be able to get just a little taste of what it was like at Booknetfest. But of course, to experience it fully, you need to go yourself. So I hope that more of you will come next year. It was really a lot of fun. I have already signed up for next year, and I can't wait to go. So here are the clips, and then I will come back on with a book haul and show you the books that I got while I was at Booknetfest. There are limitations. I mean, you can't mark things with an audiobook like you can with a physical book. But I can tell you that the books that I have loved the most, probably I first listened to on audio. And I also want to mention the fact that I think there are some authors that are learning how to marry the two formats. In particular, Jay Kristoff and Amy Kaufman with Illuminate. That story, no matter whether you listen to it
songs in books that when I read it, I don't hear in my head. I'm like, it doesn't matter even though it's significant to the story. So I just recently was reading Red Sister and Grey Sister by Martin Lawrence. The main character will sing when she's trying to focus herself for her magic, what magic thing she does. And I know if I was reading it, I would just be like, I'm skipping this song, because it doesn't matter. But when she's singing it, it's impactful, and you can like feel that. And I never really thought of it until now, and how different that Illuminate experience would have been as well. Because I would think, oh, Illuminate is such a physical book, you need to read it. But now you're saying that the audio is an equally good experience, which is really interesting.
And weren't you the one that brought up the fact that romance, of course, I read a ton of romance, but telling bookers books maybe not?
Yeah, maybe someday.
Maybe
Yeah, has a whole audio experience to it, and that's one of the only kinds of books that I've enjoyed. So yeah, there's definitely certain things they're really working on to make the whole medium, kind of combine and marry.
Everyone else, authors also have the choice to place boundaries on what they post online, and also there is a caveat that there is this myth that ONYX books are to teach people things, which they're not.
So that was all that I actually filmed at Booknetfest. I did have my camera with me on the second day, but I also had my daughter Emily with me, who has autism and epilepsy, and I hadn't originally planned to take her with me, but her care for the day fell through and I had to take her. So it was just too hard to try to film anything and manage her and all of that. So anyway, I did really enjoy the second day. I went to several different panels. One was engaging with authors online, and another was a workshop on growing your channel. And then there was another one on good versus evil, and that was mainly talking about fiction and writing, good versus evil characters. And then I went to one on balance, and that was really good. Then at the very end, they had a little mixer in the lobby of the main meeting rooms, and there were a couple of authors there. They had also been on panels. There was a local bookstore there who was selling their books, and then the authors were available to sign those books. So the book that I purchased that was by one of the authors who was there was Brightly Burning by Alexa Donne, and this is a Jane Eyre retelling. So I am super excited about this. I really enjoyed meeting Alexa. I didn't get to chat with her very long, but I know that she has a lot of the same views I do about YA books and how so many of them today are actually written with an adult audience in mind, and yet they're still being marketed for kids, and 12 and 13-year-olds are picking up books that are really not appropriate for their age group. So anyway, I enjoyed meeting her, and I'm looking forward to reading her book, and it is signed, so that's awesome. Then also during the mixer, they were giving away 2 different arcs, and you could choose one. I chose one by Patrick Ness, and The Ocean Was Our Sky. I don't know anything about it, but the other book was more of a YA fantasy. Of course, this one might be too. I don't really know, but this one just looked like something I would be more likely to read, and so I picked it up. Oh, and one other thing that's not bookish that I wanted to show you was from The Quiet Room. The Quiet Room was sponsored by Big Honcho Media, and they provided these cute little lip balms that you could pick up for free in The Quiet Room. And there was also coloring books in The Quiet Room and phone charging stations and things like that. And Big Honcho Media was the sponsor for that room. I looked up Big Honcho Media, and I saw that they are an agency that works with all different kinds of media, and book publishers are one of those types of media that they work with. So I don't know exactly what they do, but I appreciate them sponsoring our Quiet Room, and I appreciate the lip balm. So future me was editing this video and realized that I forgot to show you my Booknetfest t-shirt. I should have worn it in part of the video, but anyway, here it is. It is really awesome, and I'm sure you'll be seeing me wear it in quite a few future videos because I have a severe lack of bookish t-shirts. Now back to the rest of the video. The rest of the books I got came from Book Warehouse, which is really just around the corner from the location where Booknetfest took place. And I went there the first day after the meet and greet. We had a little bit of time in between the meet and greet and the first session, and I spent part of that time reading and visiting and socializing, and then I still had enough time to run down to Book Warehouse. One of the things that was new at Book Warehouse was a clearance cart. They didn't have that the last time I was there, and so I checked it out quickly, and I discovered that all the books on that cart were $1, and I found a book from a series that I'm reading and collecting. This is Aunt Dimity and the Summer King by Nancy Atherton. This is book 20 in the series. I've read 5 of them so far, and I can't wait to read more. So now I have book 20, and it's even hardcover. On Saturday, after Booknetfest was wrapping up, I decided to go back to Book Warehouse because Book Warehouse had provided 20% off coupons for Booknetfest participants, and I knew that there was a book there that I had been wanting to get and just hadn't done it because it's one of my favorite books. It is The Good Dream by Donna Van Leer, and the price was 60% off the original retail, so another 20% off of that, and I thought, now is my opportunity. I am getting this book. So I already had a copy, but it was an ARC, and I will pass that copy on to my sister, and I will have this book for my own collection. I love Donna Van Leer. I love this book, and I am excited to have this in my collection. And then while I was there, of course, I had to keep looking around a little bit, and they had a big area of mass market paperbacks, and most of them I think were 50% off of the regular retail price. And I found another Aunt Dimity book, and I was even more excited to find this one than the other one because this is book 7. I am ready to read book 6, and I have looked high and low for book 7. I have most of the Aunt Dimity books leading up to book 20. I didn't have book 7. This is Aunt Dimity Detective. So now I am ready to read some more Aunt Dimity. If I don't get it done before March, then these will be top of my list for March Mystery Madness. They are super cute. I am so excited to find this book. Then another book I got at 50% off is A Reason to Love by Alexis Morgan. I already had book 1 from the Snowberry Creek series, and I didn't know where this fell in the series, but I knew I wanted to get it. This series, just from the covers alone, check off a lot of my boxes. The name of the series is Snowberry Creek, and I said in my Bookish Boxes and Buzzwords tag that I am really drawn to titles that are organic like that. You know, food and nature and things like that. And so Snowberry Creek just sounds awesome. I love that. And I'm also drawn to books with beautiful homes on the cover. And this has got a dog on the cover too, so that's perfect. I got home and found out this is book 3, so I need to find book 2. And I am excited to have this and to read it eventually at some point, but I am really glad to have it. And then I had to take a look at the rest of the dollar books because not only did they have a cart up front, they had another section towards the back that contained more books for $1, and I found one that I couldn't resist, really just because of the title and the fact that it was only $1. This is Burnt Toast Makes You Sing Good by Kathleen Flynn. Never heard of the author, never heard of the book. I got home and looked it up on Goodreads, and it has quite a few 5-star reviews, so I'm excited about that. But I just could not resist this title and this cover. Classic car on the front. There's a chicken up here. It's just great. I love this cover. I love this title. Couldn't resist. So those are my books that I got in and around Booknetfest. I had a super time. I loved meeting the people that I met, and I am going to be posting some pictures on Instagram of a lot of the people that I met at Booknetfest, and it was just awesome. I highly recommend that if you are a bookish online creator, either Bookstagram or Booktube or whatever, blogger, that you try to make plans to go next year. It is going to be around the same time, like September 6th and 7th or something like that of 2019, and I hope you'll come. So that's all I have for this video. I hope you are having a great day. Read a good book, and God bless you.